and bring some rationals why raw. So the question is, why at all raw is so important for our conservation of energy? Why at all raw food is so important? So we call it a raw story. Now, a raw story, RAW, incidentally, the raw food is also RAW. But here RAW means radiation, air, and water. So what we basically need is radiation, air, water. Even if the solid food that we consume, we dig out the radiation, air, water by disintegrating that food. So the organisms are of two types. One is autotrophs, other is heterotrophs. Autotrophs are those organisms, auto means self, troph means nutrients. So those organisms who can produce their own nutrients. So the plants, actually, the plant kingdom is autotroph. So autotroph actually assimilate RAW and produce their own nutrients as integrated RAW. You call it whatever, apple or mango or orange, though that is nothing but integrated RAW. We talked about everything has got everything. That is what is this RAW. Now heterotrophs, they also consume RAW, but they need a solid food also. Solid food separately to sustain. Now this solid food comes directly or indirectly from autotrophs. We know that food chain, right? The lion is also dependent on autotrophs indirectly, because the goats or the deer lion eats are dependent on autotrophs directly. So that way it goes to them according to the structure. Heterotrophs actually consume whatever autotrophs, or directly or indirectly, depending upon their structure. Structural support has to be there, and the voice of the organisms should support the acceptability. This all we have discussed yesterday, that the palatability is the indicator of any natural substance to be a food. So for a lion, deer or goat is palatable, but for human beings this is not palatable directly, isn't it? So we'll explore the further reasoning how it affects the vitality. Now what happens when we consume a mango? Mango is basically an integrated RAW. Now this integrated RAW is actually consumed, and we do disintegration first. We disintegrate it first. Disintegration of RAW, integrated RAW happens, then we assimilate the qualities of RAW in form of reintegration. So we reintegrate this into the body cells. That's how it goes. First disintegration, that is the catabolic action, then the reintegration, that's the anabolic action that we do for the further assimilation to the cell. So during the disintegration we liquidify, and during the reintegration we solidify. We'll come to that a little later, but for now we count the steps first. 1, 2, 3. 3 simple steps to get the benefits of any food that we consume. The shortest chain. Now what happens if that mango is taken to a factory? Then in the factory there will be a disintegration of mango, chopping it. Then there will be a reintegration to make it a mango juice. And that mango juice then consumed by us, and we do disintegration of that mango juice, which is reintegrated in a factory with intention to lure us. So to lure, they have to mix it up with chemicals. We need to identify that. Then after disintegration, the same process, we end up reintegrating it into our body cells. So here we identify that there are the number one step is same, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in both the cases, you see, both the cases, the last two steps are done by us, those who are consuming the last two steps. Now, these require our vitality. We need to invest our vitality for disintegration and reintegration. And there the energy transaction also happens. We'll come to that a little later. But we need to understand that our vitality tasks are these last two steps. Longer the chain, the harder the task. Longer the chain, the harder the task, because of the complication that has been implemented on the raw material. So here the task is complicated. Further, here it was a simpler task. So this second case, and this one was case number 1, and this one was case number 2. So in case 2, the last two steps are harder and it needs more vitality. So the first case is conservation of vitality, and second case is depletion of vitality if we compare. Now let's carry forward with another case of a few grains. So we start the story here with few grains. Grains, maybe rice, wheat, or whatever, the grains. And those grains are nothing but integrated RAW. And here, one chicken, I don't know, years. Anyway, we need to consider this as chicken. So the chicken has consumed it. Now, when it has consumed, it has disintegrated and reintegrated those grains and made its body flesh. Because chicken is also heterotrophs like us, they also conducts these two steps after consuming the food, disintegration and reintegration. Now, after reintegration, the body flesh, what we get, due to our voice of the organism, we cannot consume it directly because this is tasteless. Rather, it is very foul taste or the bad taste if we consume it directly. We don't like it. Statistically speaking, a few exceptions we can discuss later on if it is raised, but normally it is not palatable. So for that purpose, we need to take the chicken into kitchen and we disintegrate it in the kitchen. And further, we reintegrate it as chili chicken. Or chicken masala or whatever, a chicken curry. Then we consume that chicken curry and we try to disintegrate it, and further we reintegrate it into our body cells. Now let's start counting the steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 steps. And the same last 2 steps are conducted by us, which are far more complicated. Than the shorter chain of executions. So definitely this is a task which needs a lot of vitality from us. So we are not going ahead with the terming of good or bad or anything. We are talking about the mathematics of vitality, how it impacts the vitality load. Now let's continue